I'm here to introduce the next inductee to the Texas Hall of Fame. And when I was 13 years old, I was doing a film called The Explorers. We were shooting in the Paramount lot, and I was introduced to my first film studio executive, all right? And they took us out to dinner at this very fancy restaurant. And I was 13, I was very uncomfortable, and I went to go pee in the bathroom. And one of these studio guys was standing next to me at the urinal, and he said, so, you want to be a movie star? And I said, I don't know. And the guy says, well, if you don't want it, you're never going to get it. And I said, well, I think I really want to be an actor. And he went, oh, God. Like as if I had, told him that I wanted to mow lawns or something. And basically, that is how I have been treated by every studio executive for the rest of my career. Like I'm at a urinal with my dick in my hand, admitting I want to do a paper route, Except there's been one person who has been different. There's been one person who, when he speaks about acting and artistry, I learn something. There's one person who runs a studio, is a studio executive type that I would leave my kids and fly here tonight to speak on his behalf, and his name is Michael Barker. And I'm going to show you a little bit about what he's all about. Has achieved greatness not by being born fabulous or by divine intervention or by being in the right place at the right time. He has achieved greatness by being extremely good over and over and over and over again. He and I share a few things. One is that we're both New Yorkers who are secretly Texan, and we have a large community of shared friends, one of whom is the late Seymour Hoffman, who loved Michael. And Phil used to always say this thing that, he used to say this thing, which was that we all have to do our work like we're so relaxed because we know how absolutely meaningless it all is. We're just song and dance men, and it couldn't matter less, combined with the passion and zeal of knowing that the universe hangs on what we do. And you just have to do them both. And Michael has done that. Michael, unlike almost everyone, Michael has achieved a level of artistry in what he does. Most people who are involved, who have to touch the business end of the profession, get totally consumed by it. And Michael has been the champion of filmmakers. What they say up there, the champion of the arts, that's really true. It's an honor to be here for him. And there's one other clip that I want to show about that I'm not the only one that thinks this. So here it is.
Is it rolling? All right, Michael Barker, you are the most distinguished Texan that I know, except for maybe John Pearson or my high school football coach, Jerry Pasquay in Dallas. But anyway, I'm here to congratulate you on becoming one of the clan of the most famous Texans in all of Texas. So congratulations on being accepted into the Texas Hall of Fame. You truly deserve it. Okay, started. All right, you started it. So Michael Barker, hats off to you.
Ready.
We are all thrilled here in Austin, Texas, to be honoring Tom Bernard. He's really few people have contributed more. Michael?
It's Michael.
Oh, it's Michael. Well, Michael.
What are you doing?
We like Michael a lot. No.
Yeah, no,
We meant Michael. It's not Tom, but he is Michael.
Michael's good too.
Michael's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
All right.
He's good. He's good.
All right.
I like him. He's very sweet.
Hi, Michael. It's Guillermo del Toro sending you my best in this very well-deserved honor. If Texas forgave me and He's honoring you. It's a very generous state.
Michael, I am so excited to congratulate you on being inducted into the Texas Film Hall of Fame. Is this a glorious experience? What could I mean, this is inclusive. This is miraculous and wonderful and warm. And it's so Texas. Especially because you're not from Texas, are you? Are you? No, you're not from Texas. I know you're not. Maybe you are.
Congratulations, Michael, on being elected into the Texas Film Hall of Fame. That's like being voted Man of the Year in Uzbekistan. And I'm sorry that I can't be there with you to celebrate in Texas, but mercifully, I had a prior engagement. So good luck, and you deserve everything you're getting.
Working in the motion picture business carries no guarantee that you will be working with people you like. When you work with Michael, you're working with an entirely likable man. And that's the best kind of business. Everybody at the Haviland Film Company sends their warmest regards to Michael on this fine occasion.
Michael Barker, friend to every single filmmaker, to everyone who's ever aspired to make anything lasting in the realm of film. Congratulations on being inaugurated into the Texas Hall of Fame. From one Texan to another, you deserve it. Every single state in this country should celebrate you. You are a wonder and a mensch. And I purchased this extraordinary bunch of flowers to help celebrate your inauguration, but they sent it to the wrong address. They sent it to me. It's Oscar weekend. I think I might keep them for myself. But I love you. Congratulations.
Texas Film Hall of Fame honoree and Austin Chronicle Champion of the Arts Award winner, Michael Barker.
Wow. I wish my dad was here, because my dad used to always say, I wonder if seeing all these movies would ever amount to anything. I really love Texas. I wish Tom was here. Whatever accomplishments I've achieved over the last 35 years have been in equal concert with Tom Bernard. In honoring me, you honor him and the incredible staff of Sony Pictures Classics. My family is represented here tonight by Billy Rose Klein of Nederland, Texas. Well over 80, still teaching elementary school in the Austin Independent School District. Mother of Betsy, grandmother of Cate and Callie, great-grandmother of my grandson, Calvin Lee. I love them all dearly. I don't know where I would be without them, without Texas, without the movies, and without my friends. I read an interview with the great Rick Linklater the other day where he said, the more friends you have, the wider the vision. So true. I am deeply indebted, who those we've seen just up there on the screen, and so many of you in this room. There are a lot of meaningful friends in this room, everyone from the great producers, Sarah Green, to Mike Simpson, to John Pearson, to Janet Pearson, Maya Rudolph, John Sloss, Mara Buxbaum, Ann Thompson. There are so many people in this room. We have been through so much together over the last several decades. And I thank you all for my life. I would like to especially point out Ryan and Ethan Hawke. When I was asked who would I ideally like to give me this award, I said Ethan Hawke, because as Ethan said, he and I were mutual friends of Philip Seymour Hoffman. And Phil and I used to talk all the time about Ethan. And Ethan takes big risks. He is not only an actor in films, he is an incredible actor on the stage. In the last 2 years, I've seen him in Chekhov, Brecht, Shakespeare. He writes novels. He and his wife, Ryan, have just written a book about the nobility of life that's a bestseller. This is truly a Renaissance man, and he really inspires so many of us. And I thank him. Where's Joe Dishner? Where's Joe Dishner? I think he's over there. All right. Joe Dishner, the successful producer of TV and films, his wife, Dr. Ruth Ann Murdoch, Dan Malone, the only Pulitzer Prize winner I know, and I went to junior high school and high school together in Oak Cliff, the driest and most biblical part of Dallas, where we thought our only claim to fame would be that we went to high school with Stevie Ray Vaughan. There, my closest schoolmate was a boy named Eddie Lowry. And he found me very humorous in the way movies ruled my life. When I saw Bullet 6 times in 1 week, I wore a turtleneck and I told everyone I was going to be a private detective. When I saw Blow Up, I would wear the penny loafers, the white Levi's, the blue shirt, and I became a cool photographer. I would see Goodbye Columbus and The Last Picture Show, and I would say to Eddie, I need to find a girlfriend like Ally McGraw and Sybil Shepherd. And Eddie would laugh and say, Mike, girls like Ally McGraw and Sybil Shepherd don't live in Oak Cliff. At 15, I bought a paperback. It was called The American Cinema by Andrew Sarris. I didn't understand a word of it. I gave it to Eddie. He knew how to read books. Over the course of the next 2 years, Eddie Lowry would read me from that book, explaining to me in great detail the book. We devoured the auteur theory together, embracing movies as a director's medium. We skipped school to watch movies on daytime television. We skipped school and drove across the river to the wet part of town, to the U.S. Film Festival at SMU, where Kit Carson would sneak us into the screenings, and we met great filmmakers like George Stevens and Frank Capra and Vincent Minnelli and Russ Meyer. Can't forget him. Some of these folks that we met became my friends later in life, Roger Ebert and Robert Altman and Peter Bogdanovich. Ed Lowry went on to become a legendary film historian and professor in Dallas and in Austin. He introduced me in 1975 to that force of nature, Lewis Black. All my friends are on this side of the room. I don't know why. That force of nature, Lewis Black, who, through the ups and downs of our lives in over decades, has embraced me with deep love and affection, even deeper now with Sandy Boone. Ed Lowry was at the birth of the Austin Chronicle and South by Southwest with Lewis, with Joe, with Nick Barbaro, Marge Baumgarten. And Eddie always told me he loved living vicariously through tales of my adventures with the movies. On one of those peak days, meeting Akira Kurosawa in 1985, the person I most wanted to call was Eddie, and that was the day he suddenly died. The moment I realized life is different from the movies. Loss is profound. You celebrate Eddie Lowry when you celebrate me. When I came to UT, struggling as an undergraduate, I was saved by another guy over here, Dr. James Ayers. He was the dean of the School of Humanities at UT, and he ran a program called Shakespeare at Winedale, where every summer he brought 20 English students out to rural Texas, about 100 miles from here, to learn about life and perform Shakespeare for the local ranchers and farmers. For 3 summers, we took risks and conquered Shakespeare, and when you conquer Shakespeare, you can conquer anything. Here I gained the self-respect I needed to go to New York and pursue a career. Dr. Ayers now runs Camp Shakespeare, where kids between 10 and 15 play and perform Shakespeare every summer. Go out there and see it. It will blow your mind. Many of my close comrades from Shakespeare at Winedale are here. And I want to single out attorney Kathy Blackbird and Dr. Craig Hurwitz, a pediatric oncologist, who are developing an initiative where terminally ill children perform and play Shakespeare, and as a result, prolong their lives. This is all due to the inspiration of Dr. Jim Ayers. Thank you, Doc. Now, we are here tonight because of the Austin Film Society, one of the most vital cultural institutions in America, run by impressive people like Rebecca Campbell and Holly Herrick. And, of course, Rick Linklater, who is the past, present, and the future of the cinema. The good news is he's also a knucklehead like the rest of us. In addition to directing movies, from Slacker to Boyhood, a film of perfect creative grace, he formed the Austin Film Society, not knowing or having any idea of the importance it would gain over time. All of us, we live in a distracted, fast-moving, chaotic cultural moment. New technology like digital filmmaking, digital projection, 3D imaging are all good things. In different formats, there are more movies being made than ever before, being watched on IMAX screens down to the size of your wristwatch. In my view, there is a room for all of it. But there are forces out there that only live in the moment, that advocate the total extinction of 35mm film, the total extinction of exhibition, of seeing movies in a movie theater. In pursuing the new future, we cannot decimate the past. We need to save the idea of the communal experience of watching a movie. We need to be reminded of the great filmmakers of the past who brought us to this moment. Film culture is in danger if we collectively forget how movies brought us pleasure and influenced our lives. We need to save and preserve the past to build the future. The Austin Film Society is that rare bird that won't let us forget our rich film legacy and reminds us that the primary way, not the only way, that movies were meant to be seen. Movies are larger than life, like this event. Support the Austin Film Society in any way you can. Our cultural lives depend on it. Thank you all for this honor. It means the world to me. I love you. Thank you.